Hello Bookish friends, welcome to my most surprising books of 2024 video. In this video, I will talk about the 5 books that pleasantly surprised me the most. I want to clarify that those books are not the best books that I've read. I will make a separate video about my favorite books that I've read in 2024. And additionally, there are more books that I've rated higher than many of the books in this list. The common thing for those books was that I was not expecting to like them as much as I did. And I, of course, ranked them according to least most surprising to the book that surprised me the most. The second book that I finished was a buddy read with Loretta. We are continuing with the Dexter series by Lindsay. The book we finished was dearly devoted Dexter. We continue to follow Dexter Morgan, who follows in the steps of his stepdad and works in the police department as a criminal scene investigator. However, he hides a very dark secret. He is a serial killer who murders criminals who are especially guilty of crimes committed against children, and mostly sex crimes against children. And in the beginning of the book, he murders a pedophile. However, he recognizes another police officer following him. Dexter decides to stop his killings and act normal for a while. During this time, a very interesting type of crime which leaves the victims alive, however unable to function, occurs in the city, and Dexter, along with her police detective sister Deborah and her new boyfriend FBI detective, decides to investigate who is behind these killings. Loretta and I started reading this series in memory of Alice because the series was recommended by her in one of her videos. And Loretta and I both put it in our TBR after watching that video. In my review of the first book, I said that I could see why Alice liked this series very much because it features a very complex character. It baffled me how much I could understand Dexter, who's a serial killer. And in this book, maybe after overcoming my surprise and accepting the fact that I actually quite like Dexter, I try to focus more on the mystery and the writing style. And although I liked the mystery a lot, which was quite complex and quite exciting to read, I was much more pleasantly surprised by the writing style. I really do like using the first person point of view where there is a mystery to solve. But I've never read a book that uses first person point of view so good in the scenes that are not related to any mystery or thriller. Some scenes were quite funny to read from the point of view of Dexter, who's trying to fit in the society, both having serial killer urges as well as being on the spectrum. And aside from quite funny scenes, there was a subtle dark humor which existed all throughout the book, which featured Dexter's observations about the life in general. And I cannot believe I loved that dark humor so much. Overall, this was a quite pleasantly surprising book for me. I gave Dearly Devoted Dexter by Lindsay an 8 out of 10. And I finished the memoir that I started reading for People April, which was Homework by Julie Andrews Edwards. In this memoir, Julie Andrews talks about her years in Hollywood as well as focusing on her 2 marriages, especially her second marriage with famous director Blake Edwards, being a matriarch of a very blended family, including 5 children and a quite moody husband. My admiration for Julie Andrews increased a lot because especially about her Hollywood years. She praised and gave credit for almost everyone that she learned something from. And she never attributed her success to her talents, which was crazy considering that she was a quite extraordinary singer. And I also really liked her honesty about her home life, how she struggled balancing her family life with her very busy work schedule at one time. She had to do those works to ensure the economical comfort of her family. And in that way, she was relatable to many of us who works to maintain our family life. Though I had heard that she had written some children's books, I did not know that she was so passionate about children and had a very, very soft spot for all the children in the world. And additionally, I thought this memoir was written really, really well. And I gave Homework by Julie Andrews Edwards an 8 out of 10. And I finished another book for Jane Austen July, titled Jane Austen Hayatımı, Mahvetti. I read the Turkish edition of this book, and the original title of this book is Jane Austen Ruined My Life. In this book, we follow Emma, an English professor, and her specialty is Jane Austen works. She is divorced from her ex-husband who cheated on her with her assistant. She is also expelled from the university because of this assistant's lying. And she one day receives a call from elderly lady from England who says that she has information about Jane Austen works. And when she goes there to her cousin's house, she sees that her best friend from college, whom she hadn't spoken to him after married, is also there. And while Emma tries to find the mystery of what this elderly lady wants, she tries to deal with the attraction that she is feeling for Adam. I like this book more than I thought that I would. It was full of hints about Jane Austen's life and also Jane Austen's work. The fictional mystery in the book was quite interesting. I quite liked the character development of Emma. And I also quite like the fact that this was not a retelling of any of the books. However, it had sections that are similar to each of our work that clearly shows the author's adoration for Jane Austen. I quite liked the unconventional ending, which might not be for everyone. Only thing that would be a drawback for readers is if you do not know Jane Austen and her works well enough, you might not enjoy this book as much as I did. Overall, I gave Jane Austen Hayatımı Mahvetti, Jane Austen Ruined My Life by Beth Pattillo a 8 out of 10. The second book that I finished was an e-arc that I received from NetGalley, Sisters with a Side of Greens by Michelle Stimpson. And this book will come out at March 5th. In this book, we follow two sisters, Rose and Marvina, who are estranged from each other over a dispute with $40. When Rose earns retirement from the post office that she has been working for 35 years, she decides to pursue the dream of opening a restaurant with her sister. But when she goes to her sisters, she finds out that it is much harder to connect with her because they have grown so much apart in those years. And they truly discover what each other wants when they are forced to stay because of a pregnant teenage girl whom they promised they would look after legally. This was a really good surprise for me, although I thought I would liked this book. I never thought that I would be so affected by the characters, complexity, and how realistic the characters were. I wanted to find out what would happen to them, and I cared so much for these three women to find their own happiness. Writing style was very, very good, and I will certainly read more books from Michelle Stimpson if I come across any of them. Overall, I gave Sisters with a Side of Green by Michelle Stimpson an 8 out of 10. And I finished the book that I was reading for my book club. This book was actually a collection of novellas, all connected to each other, called Büyük, Defter-Kanıt-Üçüncü, Yalan. This book was originally written in French, and I will link the original English titles down below. In the beginning of this collection, we follow two boys who gets separated from their mother and came to live with their grandmother when the war started. And in the first book, we follow their adventures until one of them crosses the border and goes through the neighboring country, and the other one stays behind. In the second novella, we follow the one who stayed behind. And as we go deeper and deeper into the story, we find out that nothing is as clear as it seems, and we even question the identity of the narrators. When I first started this book, I thought it was a good one, but it was nothing extraordinary. However, as the plot got thickened, I was very, very much invested in how unreliable the narrator was. As we come towards the end of the book, we really question who is who, and plot twists come more and more. And the ending was really, really good. As you can guess, the plot structure of the book was really, really impressive for me. However, the writing style could have been a bit more emotional. But overall, I am very, very glad that I've read this book, and I gave Büyük, Defter-Kanıt-Üçüncü, Yalan by Agota Kristof an 8 out of 10. So those were the 5 books that I've read in 2024 that pleasantly surprised me the most. Please comment down below which books that you read in 2024 surprised you. And if you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. For Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose work. Work means iş in Turkish, and iş is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.